Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. It is Starrapter here, coming at you with my spoiler-filled review for the Mandalorian finale for Season 1. This is Episode 8, titled Redemption. This is it, guys. We got our first live-action Star Wars television season under our belts now. And what do I have to say about the season finale? I think it is great. It answers so many questions, but it also leaves a lot of questions, a lot of open-endedness going into this second season that we know we are going to be getting from Jon Favreau. So this one is directed by Taika Waititi, as well as written by Jon Favreau. So this episode really dives into Mando's backstory as we finally get that full portrayal of what happened in his past when he was a kid. He became a foundling. He was rescued by the Mandalorian. So there you go. That's the first big reveal. It's like everybody was wondering who's going to save him from that super battle droid when he's in that little ditch. It happens to be a Mandalorian crew, and that is where he first gets into that crew and why we see him so into this creed. And that's another thing they reveal, is the Mandalorians aren't a species. They are a creed, basically, and they go back into that war with the helmet, and he actually reveals his face. The character's name is actually called Din Djarin, and that's not really a big revelation. He's not somebody we know already. He's just a guy that is living up to his creed where he cannot remove his helmet. And the fact that this relationship is so well done between IG-11 and the Mandalorian, like, you see how far the Mandalorian has come, right? You see both of these characters, right? The Mandalorian hates droids, but by the end of this, since the droid is not a sentient being, he's able to take off his helmet and give him that back to healing. Another fact is we have the IG-11 droid that is actually able to help them out as opposed to being the enemy and killing this droid or killing Baby Yoda. So there's a lot going on in this episode that these characters are coming around full circle, which I really appreciate. It sucks that IG-11 had to die, but it was kind of neat seeing how that self-destruct would work. Just the introduction of this new villainous character named Moff Gideon, his backstory as an ISB agent, the cruelty, whatever it takes for him to get into that place to get the information he needs for Baby Yoda. And that was a big thing that they left unanswered is, okay, Baby Yoda, what is his importance? Well, we got to find out the next season. But Moff Gideon is very capable. In fact, he pretty much mortally wounds the Mandalorian because, well, guess what? He fought against the Mandalorians, apparently, because he has a freaking Darksaber. Like, who the heck seen that coming? The end of this episode, you see him having a Darksaber. He cuts through the TIE fighter like a badass. So that just leaves so many questions. Like, wait, the last person we know that has the Darksaber is Bo-Katan. Does that mean she got killed? We see there's been so many scores of Mandalorians killed. And it seems like the only ones that are left at this point are really the Mandalorian and the armor. And by the way, seeing that sequence with the armor was just so cool. She's literally using her forged weapons to destroy an entire unit of stormtroopers. In fact, actually smashing a few of their armor pieces all together, the plasteel, whatever they call it. That was awesome. We've never actually seen a stormtrooper's helmet explode like that from a melee impact. So cool. Getting more into Baby Yoda and just seeing, again, his reactions to different things, his noises, and I was just really, really disappointed by the scout troopers punching him. Like, why are you punching Baby Yoda? Are you kidding me? Like, how cruel can you be? But then in one part of the episode, he's using the Force again. In front of everybody, he's pushing back the flamethrower. And by the way, I loved seeing a different type of stormtrooper that actually specializes in a flamethrower type weapon. That was so cool. But then you see Grief Karga later on in the episode, and he's like, can't you just do that magic thing? And he's waving his hand, and Baby Yoda waves his hand back. That's literally one of the best moments this season we've had for Baby Yoda, in my opinion. But yeah, and we find out Cara Dune is from Alderaan, so that makes perfect sense why she would be a rebel soldier and why she reacts so strongly to the Imperial presence, because she needs to get that kind of closure, I guess, that will never happen if she's going to be taking out the people that were responsible for the destruction of her planet. Yeah, she comes from the same planet that Princess Leia does. It's really, really cool. So, I mean, the one thing I will say about this episode that kind of held it back for me is even though it was longer, I feel like there were certain pacing issues, which is kind of funny because I thought this season has been really great with the pacing as far as these episodes, and it's namely the first sequence. It was over 5 minutes long of these scout troopers just messing around. I was like, wait a minute, are we in Star Wars here, or are we on a comedy show? And I was like, well, this was directed by Taika Waititi, who is very much into comedy with his different work, so yeah, kind of makes sense how that would be. but it kind of went on for a little bit too long. By the way, we've seen the Mandalorian with a jetpack. So by the end of this entire season, I like the fact that it's almost like a video game. Like he's leveling up with his armor pieces. He gets his Beskar, and he finally gets that jetpack, which he wanted by the end of season or episode 3. So yeah, he is pretty much complete as far as his armor set is concerned. And now, like, where do we go from here? That's very interesting, and I'm probably going to answer that on another video, more in depth maybe. But I think it's safe to say that this next season is all about Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. He's got to find Baby Yoda's home, and it's really cool how they come full circle. Like, the Mandalorian cares for Baby Yoda because he thinks of Baby Yoda as his self in the earlier years when he was a foundling, and now he has Baby Yoda, which is technically a foundling according to the armor. So there's this really cool first full circle approach where he's going to pay respects to the ways, to the creed of the Mandalorians, because, well, he's in a position where he is technically the father. So it's really cool because throughout this entire season, he's just learning how to be a father, essentially, how to care for this youngling that he has no idea what to even do with. So I think we're going to see him try to track down, because he's got to find the kind of this thing, and little as he knows, there's none of them out there. At least to our knowledge, all we know is Yoda and Yaddle. Yoda's dead. Who knows what happened to Yaddle? But here's another thing. If he's trying to find somebody that's force sensitive, we know that Luke Skywalker will be starting an academy. So maybe he's going to try to find Luke Skywalker, and how exciting would that be if that was the next season, is trying to find or Ahsoka or somebody. Like, they can really tie this in to the current canon and really make things just like expand entirely with the series. It's got so much potential, but I will talk more about that in future videos. But for this video, for this specific episode, we have this brand new villain that is going to live on the Gus Fring of the Star Wars universe, Giancarlo Esposito, playing Moff Gideon. I'm so happy this guy is alive, because now it's going to give us our major villain focus. So, like, what is he going to do? Who is he reporting to? Anybody higher than him? Is he gonna have to report this failure to somebody? What is the significance of Baby Yoda? We still do not know that. So it's going to be very interesting getting into season 2, and hopefully we don't have to wait very long. So what do you guys have to say about the season finale for The Mandalorian? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I talk about Star Wars on a weekly basis. I have my review for The Rise of Skywalker, as well as Star Wars Resistance and many of the comics on the channel, so make sure you go ahead and check out that content, and do subscribe so you never miss another video. That's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.